Alright, I'm here with Joseph, but you go by Moist Andy on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I fell off the YouTube game about like 2 or 3 years ago. Just stopped uploading content. I have a message, I have a story to tell like the world. You know, me and you come from Northern Virginia area. You used to be in Annandale.
Yeah, it sucked.
And
I never get tired of saying it sucked too.
I was driving in the worst traffic yesterday, you know. This place is a dump. I go to school in Springfield. I'm studying, I'm working hard, trying just so hard just to get a degree. Just a degree. And not even after all that work, the chances of me getting a job here are so bad. The job market is saturated. I'm studying. Okay, what I'm doing is to become an X-ray technologist.
Do you mind saying what school you go to?
Sure. I go to Northern Virginia Community College.
Is there an actual Springfield campus, or are you talking about the Annandale campus?
I've been to pretty much all of them around here,
okay.
But right now I go to the Springfield Medical Education campus. They got like X-ray tubes, dentists, cadavers, nuclear medicine and stuff. But I'm doing X-ray. I figured it's like the cleanest thing in the hospital. You don't have to go in the OR constantly. You can deal with like outpatients who have like minor aches and pains or stress fracture. You don't have to like do as much. And it's pretty fun.
Do you have to wear the lead lining when you go in there? Or are you safely like out of the radiation?
I wear a lead thyroid shield and a lead apron when I'm taking portables and fluoroscopy, because it's just a lot of radiation over a long period of time. I got the dosimeter on my collar. It measures how much I've been dosed. And
I guess we'll cross here.
Yeah.
And I should say, okay, so people wondering, because people used to see my channel, they see my mom on there a lot and me. We don't see a lot of other people, so if you're watching, you're probably going, oh shit, we lost the light. Who is this guy? How did I meet Joseph? Okay, so this is our first time meeting, but Joseph found my video on Annandale on his YouTube channel, Moist Andy. I'll link to it below. And he left a comment that I thought was really honest and insightful, talking about how it's difficult being around here. You're a 21-year-old student. You said you were depressed.
In and out. I go in and out of cycles. You know, I change. My personality changes a lot. I'm a completely different person every day.
Walk on the right side.
But
I mean, as far as depression, I go through that too. And I appreciated the honesty. I was like, there's a good story there. And I immediately reached out to you and said, hey, let's meet up. I just want to talk and get you on camera. I thought that was pretty cool. And you have a funny video of you eating whole bananas with the peels on. That was funny. I'll link to that in the description below too.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I was driving in the worst traffic yesterday down Springfield, Virginia, mixing bowl. And I was just going to Sunoco to get gas because it's $5 cheaper to fill up half the tank than to go to Exxon. So like I had to come back on all those ramps and changing in and out of lanes, almost got killed. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass there. I didn't live too far from that area you're talking about when I was in Annandale. Springfield's a little nicer than Annandale in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think that's fact. But even so, you're right. The traffic is horrible. We're in Shirlington Village right now, right by it.
It's a tough, hard life. You know, everyone wants a cheap, fast life. This stuff dirt cheap. This Copenhagen straight, it keeps me going, you know?
What is that, tobacco?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
See, around here in Virginia, you gotta be on your toes. This stuff like gets my nerves going.
How long you been doing tobacco?
Started when I was rowing crew.
Wait, what? Peru?
Crew.
Oh, crew.
Southern boys. I went in South Carolina rowing in like a reservoir, and they just introduced it to me. I had no clue what it was.
Now you're an X-ray technician, you're in medicine, so you're aware of the medical risks, right?
Oh yeah, I read all the papers. You know,
Do you worry about that then?
it's all a big hoax, man. The only way tobacco can kill you is if you combust it.
Well, what about all the people who, you know, they get jaw cancer and throat cancer or their lung cancer
They have a
from
crappy
smoking?
diet.
But smoke. What about smoking?
I eat sardines, beans, collard greens.
That's
No
cool.
way I'm gonna die. Chances are in like 1 in 2 million.
Well, but haven't you seen like people, you know, their jaws are like half removed and everything? That's
I know.
got to be more than coincidence, right? When it's from tobacco chewing.
You just gotta learn when to slow down. Don't be
Okay.
packing your jowls all day long.
I see.
Just 1 or 2, you know? Because you get these white patches in your mouth and on your cheek and your tongue. And it's like, it's a nasty way to go, man.
Oh, I bet it's horrible. So, what's it like actually doing? I've never done chew, like, or whatever you call it, just chewing tobacco. What's it actually like? It gives you energy? I mean, what is it? What's the benefit?
At first, you put in a little pinch in between your cheek and gum, and you'll be dizzy. You won't even be able to stand up. And, you know, you keep spending money on this crap that keeps you on your toes, and it's garbage, but I like it, you know what I mean? Because it keeps everything in order. It keeps the standardization of, you know, this genericness of the society we're in. Makes it all aligned. You know what I mean? You pack a lip, ride the bike, you know, do this, gotta do this next, pack another lip. Keeps you motivated, man.
Well,
There's a whole different community on YouTube.
really? It's funny. There's a community for everything.
They're mostly Trump supporters. So like, I don't believe in most of their ideas, but tobacco, yeah, that's crazy stuff, man.
Right there. Yeah. Well, I get that, being unmotivated and everything becomes monotonous and one day just bleeds into the next. But what about like finding other ways of making things more exciting and having goals that excite you, and, you know, doing different things to break up the monotony that won't potentially have the side effects of chewing tobacco? I'm not saying everybody should stop chewing tobacco right now, but if there's an alternative, that's good, because that's what I like. That's what I believe in. Is like, yeah, life is boring, life does suck, and you get the crap kicked out of you. Especially, I don't know how it is for most people, but I gotta imagine guys in their 20s, not a ton of opportunities for everybody.
Honestly,
You're gonna have to work a job you hate for a long time.
it's definitely healthier than the big, tall cup of black coffee that I just pour down my stomach every morning.
Oh, you can't do both then. Coffee and tobacco.
Yeah, man.
What about making YouTube videos? What if you made videos that excited you and that were fun and you had opportunity to meet people? We do stuff like this.
I'm trying.
That would make a difference, right? I saw that. Yeah, you got a 3D animation.
I'm gonna make like tutorials, but I gotta find something to focus on, man. It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm a jack of so many trades. I can take 360 spherical panoramas on my camera.
I got to focus on the bathroom. Let's go back to the village, in the Shirlington village, and find a place to stop and sit down, and maybe I will eat something.
Yeah, man.
This is good. I enjoy it. Like I said, I reached out to Joseph here. Why, by the way, why are you called Moist Andy on YouTube? Is it just a funny name? Or?
In high school, I used to drink like 3 gallons of water a day. I don't know why. I was just so thirsty I couldn't stop.
Were you going to the bathroom all the time?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. If you're missing that part after you're drinking water, that's not right.
Maybe it was, you know, diabetes insipidus or something weird, but I don't know what compelled me.
But you haven't been diagnosed with diabetes, have you?
No.
Oh, okay.
My doctor is so clueless. Like, I'm
wanna cross here?
sure right now. I'm suffering from like gallstones.
Oh, that sucks.
He doesn't even want ultrasound. He went straight to the CT. You can't see anything in CT, man. The images are so poor quality.
What's the CT scan good for? Because I've heard that, and I heard it's not as accurate as MRIs. So why do people get CT scans?
You can find like internal bleeds. You can find tumors. You can find a whole bunch of, you know, like real big pathology that's visible. You know, more than 1 centimeter in diameter.
Okay. So is this what you really want to do then, be an x-ray tech? Sounds like it's at least good money and it's fairly low stress. I mean, are you on call with that job? Like you got to be able to work nights and weekends?
Just 7:30 to 4 o'clock.
Damn, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't worked hours like that for like 5 years.
I consider myself to be a normal person, just a regular, everyday person, you know? I'm just like you guys. But, I mean, I do have, like, an issue with memory. All these textbooks I gotta read for my degree. It's like a big stack, 3 or 4.
Now, I was just saying we stopped filming for a second. You said you have autism, so has that actually been diagnosed in you?
No.
Oh, okay. It's just like, what, you get a sense that you have the symptoms of it, or what?
I've just always been slow in school. I don't know why.
Yeah?
I've always been, like, unmotivated. But I can work around that, you know? When I start to focus on something that uses psychomotor skill, like, I was going to be an EMT, but that didn't really work because the textbook, it's just, like, it's dense. It's full of so much information. Over 500 pages of like
sounds like hell.
Emergency medical responders information, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how those guys keep it all in their heads.
Yeah. Well, you know, this radiography program is a whole lot better. Like, I go in that class and teachers help teach you a lot more stuff, you know? Like, they don't slack off. They want you to succeed. So like, I don't think whatever my autism, whatever I have, if I have anything, it's not really getting in the way of my progress right now.
Was there an incident that made you think you had autism, or like, did you get an injury or something, and maybe something changed with your memory skills and whatever your mental skills or motivation, or was it just like you just realized it and maybe you looked it up and tried to figure it out?
You know, it's just really, in general, it's awkward for me to make eye contact with people. I don't know why. It's just so weird, man. But that shouldn't be anything to affect, you know, my character.
But is that something like that you think is manageable, or you think it's just uncontrollable? It's almost like it's like wired in you and you can't change it.
I can't really do anything much about it. But this nicotine in my lip actually has neuroprotectant properties. It reinforces like my concentration. I might have ADD or something. I can't like hone in onto what someone's saying for very long.
Are you honing in on what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Hey, well, see, there you go. There's a difference. Maybe people aren't talking to you right, in which case there's not something wrong with you, it's something wrong with them. Well, let's see how this goes. Maybe your mind will start wandering halfway through this.
Yeah.
That's good, at least. Okay, but you know, a lot of people aren't good communicators. That's my problem too. I didn't want to listen in college. I didn't really like doing what people told me. I dropped out eventually. And people tried to encourage me to go back. I was like, what's the point? I was never going to do anything with my degree. I always wanted to be a filmmaker.
I always wanted to be just a photographer.
That's cool. You should do it then. Just do it. Who cares if anybody likes it or not? It doesn't matter. You just go out and do it. That's how you learn something like that. You just get the skill by doing it.
You know, I convinced my parents who support me that I was able to take like a night photography class this summer, just one more photography class, until I went into this intense 2-year radiography program. It's going to be like a long time to live with so much work to do without having like something that you can enjoy. Anything. Like I go on 4-hour bike rides every couple days. I used to do that all day long, just biking around, taking pictures and going bird watching, wildlife, foraging. Like I used to be in the woods, in the bush. You know, Scott Run Park. That's my sanctuary.
That's great.
That's
you should
like
keep doing that.
Way up north of here. Takes about an hour and a half to bike there from my house.
All right, back here with Moist Andy. Do you mind if I call you by your real name?
Sure.
Right now, Joseph.
My name is Joseph Shanuel. It's an Austrian name.
We were just eating, and well, I was just eating. You just sat there, and so we were talking about a lot, and I didn't want to film while I was eating a burger. So you're an X-ray tech, and you were telling me basically you're just in kind of a rut right now. Not that motivated, not that excited about life.
Oh yeah, it's hard, you know. My generation is just so unmotivated in general because we know at the end of getting the degree, doing all this work, wasting a couple years of our healthy, you know, lives in our 20s and stuff just to get a degree, and then you can't find a job. The job market is just so saturated for X-ray techs. It's just like right now, it doesn't seem like there's any hope in sight. It doesn't seem like there's an end to this. And I know I've got it easy, you know, my parents support me through all this college, but like, I mean, come on, I just want to start a family right now. Like, what if I just wait too long and then I become like an old father and I'm all grumpy all the time. I don't raise a healthy child because I'm not young enough to be able to like cater to their needs. Like a lot of kids these days, they just need a lot of help growing up. There's a good YouTuber named Dimitri ASMR, and he's trying to raise an autistic kid. He's having a lot of trouble, like trying to give him the best chance in life, but he works hard at it because he's younger and he's just young enough to do it. Like he takes him to the beach, he plays with him, he shows him nature, how to like set up a tent in the woods and stuff. I never had any of that when I was growing up because my parents were just too old to do that stuff. Like they never really took me fishing. I mean, we did a couple things. We've had a few vacations here and there, but like when you're raising a child who's vulnerable mentally, you just have to cater to their needs. Like you have to show them the way.
Did they show concern like that over you? Like, did you have any problems growing up where they got you tested? Well, you did tell me that some of that, so I'm kind of asking again for the camera, but like tested if they were concerned if you had some kind of developmental disability or autism or something like that?
No, but it was pretty obvious that something was up with me. Like I used to be just deathly afraid of wearing long pants in public. Like I just hated the way I looked in long pants. And I would just have a fit until they would let me go out in shorts like this.
Are you still afraid of long pants?
Not.
Oh, okay.
I don't wear jeans though because like it's so sweaty and uncomfortable. I just wear shorts.
First of all, before you have kids, all right, you said you want to start a family. You're 21. Don't you think that's kind of young to start having a family? I mean, don't you need a good job first? And
because see, as you get older, the chances of being impotent and having like defective sperm become greater. Like I don't want the tragic, heartbreaking situation of having to raise a child with like, you know, trisomy or like Down syndrome, spina bifida. I don't want to raise a paralytic, bedridden child. See, my sperm is healthy right now. I need to find a mate. I need to spread my oats and just have a family. That's what I'm supposed to do at my age.
Well, why the pressure to do all that now? That's crazy to me. To worry about that at 21?
I feel compelled to reproduce with many women. Like, I want to be a gigolo. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but you know, I want to like have multiple wives. I don't know what's wrong with that. In nature, they do it all the time. Gorillas, they have multiple wives. Like, that's how they spread their genetics around the world. I have very strong genetics, right? Like, I've got these big, strong legs. I can bike hours on end, all day long, just sprinting on my bike. I want my kid to be able to do that, you know? I don't want him to be like disabled.
But see, I don't understand why the pressure now, though, to think about that. Because if you're with a woman, if you two know you have kids, and you should plan it. Don't have it spontaneously. Plan it out. Say, okay, we're ready to have children. You can get your genes tested now and make sure beforehand. So it's not going to be something that's unforeseen. More than likely, you can find out if that's going to be a problem. Then okay, you can do whatever in artificial insemination or adopt a kid. There are plenty of kids that need adopting. Why? I don't understand the pressure on yourself to worry about that now when it's like so much stuff has to be lined up before you're even ready to have a kid. You gotta have a good safe home, you gotta make good money,
I know.
You know, have your mind sorted out.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Is just
can't be wanting to have 10 wives.
Become independent, be very wealthy. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm a very selfish person. Like, I need to have money. I need to be able to support a huge family because I'm very cocky. I just want my genetics to go spread around the world.
But what do you ultimately, is it going to matter that much if you have like kids around the world? I mean, if you're able to influence people and help them and touch their lives, like as an X-ray technician, isn't that even better than just having kids? Having kids can be great too, but the fact that you're helping people and helping their lives, touching their families' lives, isn't that a way of like spreading your influence around the world?
Yes, I like helping my patients, help them so much with their problems. The sad thing is that healthcare in this country is just, it's just in such a state of disrepair. It's horrible. So expensive. To get an emergency room visit, it's thousands of dollars.
Yeah, oh man, no kidding.
In Europe, they get it for free. They just have a lot of taxes. Why wouldn't that system work in America?
Well, so, do you ever, I mean, okay, hold on, again.
You know, reggae, ranchero, like Mexican. Like, I used to listen to like Juicy J and all types of trap music. I like all types of music, man. Like Metro Zoo.
He's
my fan. I'm his fan. Like, I listen to good producers who work hard and like making a lot of nice sounds.
I'm surprised you said ranchero music. I don't hear many people saying they like listening to that.
Yeah, bro, I listen to like that Mexican stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's like the corridos music. I know it has like a negative connotation, but
well, it's just
so well made.
My problem is, well, I just find it all very repetitive. It all sounds the same to me. And I don't think it's just because I'm not from a Spanish-speaking country like Mexico that plays that music a lot. It just sounds very similar. There are genres like that in America that I feel like all sound similar. And not only that, the accordion drives me insane. I can't stand the accordion. And the accordion, you know Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
He had a game on Loveline where it was called Ace's Ranchero Accordion Countdown, where they would tune in to a Mexican radio station and listen to ranchero music, and they would guess how many seconds before the accordion came on. And it was usually within like 2 seconds that it came on, and whoever was closest won the game. Because it just drove him nuts too.
Right.
But that's cool though.
There's like a couple of radio stations, like maybe 3. Just constant
right.
Mexican music, not too much commercial. I like it. I mean, it's very melodic. The way they sound, it's like they're singing with expressions of pain and joy at the same time.
Well, that's cool. You're in college right now. You say you're not feeling too motivated. But all this stuff about, you know, talking about your generation and everything unmotivated, to me that's like, well, who are you? Are you going to succumb to that? Because that's everybody everywhere. They succumb to mediocre lives. Or are you going to aspire to something else? And what I want to say is, don't do that. Don't just succumb, because it's going to put you so far behind in life. And in the end, you'll have no one to blame but yourself. You cannot blame your generation or your parents or anything. Yeah, you might start at a disadvantage in life, definitely. But beyond that, if there's a skill you want, you go out and get it. If you want to be motivated, do things that motivate you. You've got to be the guy who's exciting, who has goals that excite you. I mean, you talked about doing photography. You should definitely, you definitely keep that up. That's great.
I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but it's just so hard to study, read the textbook. Like you get focused on so many things and you forget all of it the next day.
Well, that's different. I get that. That's real.
Short-term memory loss impediments I've got.
How long have you had the short-term memory problem, or just memory problems in general? Have you always had that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just so hard.
Did a doctor ever say you had something, like they thought you had ADD, or they thought you said they didn't diagnose you with autism, right? I guess we'll walk this way.
I'm afraid of doctors, man. I don't support what they do. They're scumbags. They don't help most of the people that pay them so much money.
Are you sure you want to say all this if you're working at a hospital?
I mean, well, it's true.
Let me get on your other side because the sun's too bright on this side. Can't get a good shot.
He thought I had IBS, and I clearly had all the symptoms of some kind of cholecystitis, stones in the gallbladder. I might have a cancerous polyp in my gallbladder, the little sac that hangs inside the liver, and it's gonna blow up one day. I'm gonna get septicemia or something. It's gonna be pretty bad. Like the doctors try to find anything else to keep paying them. They try to, like, you know, delay on your diagnosis. It's really sad. And then the pharmacists, big pharma, they're killing people, man, for a profit. It's straight up criminal. It's whack. Like, they shouldn't be doing that. X-ray tech, all we do is help people. EMT, help people. Police, help people sometimes. But, you know, there's a lot of cops that are just, they're power hungry, you know. They're kind of like me. Like, I want to be manipulated. I want to control people to get what I want every time. I know it sounds kind of messed up, but that's the way it is.
If you're not, I don't say manipulating, but, and not just I don't say it, I don't believe it's manipulating, but if you're influencing people to do things they should do to help themselves, that's a good thing, and that's a skill you can go out and learn, like influence, persuasion. And that has to do with how you talk to people, how you carry yourself, your mental game. You know, you can't be coming at people, you know, unmotivated, unexcited, you know, bored with life, you know, not having a clear vision of what you want in life. Instead, you got to go out and change those things. I mean, doesn't it seem like a better way? Like, instead of saying, and I'm saying this to you, like, as someone who not only cares, but, like, I see, like, you have a huge potential.
I know.
You know, don't blow it. Don't blow it with excuses or saying, I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm saying, like, there's just a huge opportunity for you, and I hate seeing that wasted on people. Like, why not just go out, you know, if you have a problem with memory, just go. Have you ever, like, Googled it? Like, why do I have memory problems? Or, you know, I've had this all my life, and
I don't see, like, any kind of tutoring being able to assist me through getting my degree, because I just forget everything the next day. I don't know what it is. I'm a very forgetful person. Like, sometimes I forget, like, to bring my textbook to class. I forget to bring my glasses while I'm driving. It's a real problem. Like, wow.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Let me say this, though. Even given that problem, the way you look at it is going to change the way it presents itself to you. Meaning, okay, well, what about, you know, putting reminders for yourself of certain things, or, you know, really the worst thing is not the problem, whatever it is in life. It's not having a memory problem or whatever it is, whatever other problem you have in life. It's your mental game, like your perspective, your attitude towards that problem, that can really make it worse. Yeah. So what about, like, when you say, oh, I'm not going to look for an answer for it because there's no point, then it really will be that bad, where there is no point. Because it's like it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've created your own future. You create your own reality, and you've said, well, there's no point in helping myself, so you're going to be the guy who it's worthless to help. And meaning it's worthless to help yourself, because you're like, well, I'm not going to try. Like, it's not a good idea, so why even bother? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
don't trap yourself like that is what I'm saying. Like, there's better ways. Even if you can't control your memory problem, that's fine. Like, there's nothing to be ashamed of about that. I'm saying, as far as helping yourself, there are other things you can do to be motivated, to be excited. And then when the opportunities come, you'll be ready for them. Because you're excited and motivated. Just like meeting me today, that was an opportunity. I'm not saying because I'm so great, it has nothing to do with me. It's because you made the decision to go out and connect with someone and ply your craft, and you had an interesting story just when you wrote that comment. You see, already right there, you changed your reality just by talking.
I have to, like, set my own destiny, and the reason I came out here to talk with you is just I need to have an outlet for all the stuff that's been going on in my life for the last couple of years. I have no friends anywhere around here anymore. They've all moved to Richmond, going to VCU. I'm stuck in Northern Virginia Community College, you know, relying on my parents, looking like a complete dick. I hate the way that other people judge me because of that. It's like, I studied my butt off for, like, the exam on the hands, wrists, fingers, forearm that I had, like, last Wednesday. Got a C on it. I got a C because I just couldn't remember, like, all.
Let me stand on your left now. Now the sun's too bright. I mean, you're on your right because the sun's too bright for me. Go ahead. Keep going.
All these anatomic landmarks and tuberosities and the trochlear sulcus and olecranon and acromion. It's a lot of stuff to remember.
But look at it this way. I hear what you're saying, because that is a lot. That's a lot of information. You've got a lot of work to do, and there's still years to come. But you're just sitting on all this information. You got this already so much. And what the information is, this experience of who you are, this story to tell. Because I guarantee for every one of you, there's probably 100,000 others or 1 million others who could relate to that story. Don't just squander it. You got a story to tell. You started on my YouTube channel. You just left a comment. Why not talk about this on camera? Here's a goal for you to have, or a vision for you. Talk about this on your own videos. Make a video, set up your camera in your room at home and say, well, here's what I'm going through today, and tell people about it.
Well, you know, I'm gonna delete my old channel, make a new one. You know,
the Moist Andy channel you're gonna delete?
It's no good, man.
Why not?
I'm too well known in this area.
Oh,
I was the most popular kid in high school. Like, I used to be chugging gallons of water, eating bananas with the peel, and, like, eating a whole banana in 2 seconds, swallowing it whole. I was submitting to people's dares in the hallway in the cafeteria. I became very well known. I accumulated a lot of judgmental people, haters around here, and most of them have left. No one even knows who I am anymore. But, like, on the internet, I'm sure there's people who know, like, what I'm doing. And I just gotta, like, escape from all that, start a new channel. You know, I like I said, my personality, it changes year to year. I'm a different person, and I delete so many old videos because I'm embarrassed of myself and who I used to be. So I have to, like, always be on the move, change, you know, do different things. I try animation, photography. I even tried rap videos. It's no good. I have I can't really articulate to the beat of a soundtrack. Like, I was in band class, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stay stay up with that tempo. My tone was flat. I used to play a trombone. I used to be in marching bands. Like, every single thing I've tried to become good at in my life hasn't worked out because I've chosen to always do something different, haven't stuck with anything, and I'm going to continue to do that because that's what I know. But this thing, this radiography stuff, I have to become registered, man. I have to make a salary. I need to be independent. Finally, I have this opportunity to go get, you know, be a registered radiologic technologist and work in a hospital and help my community. Like, before this, I didn't do nothing for people around me. Like, I was selfisher than ever, man. I was so selfish. Like, I didn't care. I didn't care about other people. Now, it's all different. Like, I have to change who I am as a person. My personality is always on the move.
But what do you think people can really do to stop you if they know your channel and you keep putting videos on there? What are they going to do?
What they're going to do is make fake channels just like Shoe Nice had. Twist their words just like the media. They make it sound like that person is really so unintelligent, and they just try to like bring bad publicity to you. But in the end, it's funny. We troll each other on YouTube, me and other people. I troll them because it's fun. It's all fun and games, right? YouTube is how I relax.
Do you think those trolls are ever going to stop? Even if you find a new channel, if they're persistent enough, they can still find you, right?
Oh yeah.
I called you Andy. No, channel's Moist Andy. Your name is Joseph.
They can try and swat me. They can DDoS my computer. They could do anything they want.
Exactly. So do you think they're honestly ever going to stop? If you get popular on YouTube, do you think you'll not have haters then and trolls? Do you think there's a single YouTube channel that doesn't when they're popular?
I need someone to mentor me like you to become a friendlier person, to just communicate with people better, look them in the eyes for once, and like get on a person-to-person basis with who I interact with.
Yeah, you can't be too isolated because then you really start, it's like you start eating yourself alive, and then you start becoming really miserable, and it again becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of you're miserable, so why bother changing? And then you're like, well, nothing's changing, so I'm miserable, and nothing works. But in reality, the only person who can make that decision is you. It's, whoa, what are all those eggs doing on the ground? That's weird.
This place is a dump. The entire geographic region of Northern Virginia is just, it's so much litter everywhere. What compels someone to hurl their trash onto the dirty floor and just not pick it up? There's trash cans everywhere. The trash man works so hard. And
well,
they put the trash where it does not belong.
Look, with respect to what you're saying, this is a very clean area compared to, first of all, Annandale's dirtier, but even beyond that, there are much dirtier places. DC has a lot of trash, but then you go to places like New York, and it's even worse. With respect to what you're saying, it's way worse other places. I think you have nothing to complain about here as far as trash being out. Yeah, a little bit here and there. And in reality, I think what's going on too is that's a story you tell yourself when you want to start blaming other people. You want to talk about mentoring, you have to be your own mentor. I can't do that for you. You don't need anyone to do that for you. You already have it all. It's just the story. The only thing that holds you back in life is the story you tell yourself about why you can't have what you want. And the problem is you start, anybody in life, they start blaming other things for their problems. Oh, it's my generation. It's the city, it's the traffic here. You think that really holds anyone back who wants to succeed, who gets what they want in life?
No.
I can tell you honestly, the answer is absolutely not. No, that's right. So first thing you want to do if you want to get successful, like the inner game of success, get honest about where you are. Don't blame your city, don't blame your environment, don't blame your parents, because once you stop doing that, what becomes more visible to you, like what becomes more apparent in your sight, are the things you can do to change all that. So instead of complaining, hey, what if you had 500 videos on your channel that were doing well, and you were so into what and appreciative of what your fans said, you didn't even care what the trolls said? Wouldn't that be a better way? And if you were happy, would any of that matter, the trolls?
No, I actually don't care about them. Like, I think it's very funny. Every time someone like talks smack, it's very funny to me, like what they're saying. It's like, it's the funniest thing I see on YouTube, man.
Exactly.
I love it so much. I love trolls. I'm a troll.
Don't delete your channel, and here's why. If you do that, you're not cutting out the trolls. What you're doing is cutting yourself down. You're saying, here's the story of why I can't have what I want by building this channel, so I'm going to start over for nothing. There's nothing. You're not so famous that you need to escape these people. They cannot do anything to you, and I'm telling you this as a YouTuber who's been on YouTube for 7 years. I have over 1,040 videos up. I'm telling you all this as someone who's been there. So you're not only selling yourself short if you just delete your channel, but you're selling everybody else short who could benefit from your stories. And why do that? If you care about people and care about yourself, you're not going to delete your channel. You're going to keep building on your channel, and the only problem you're going to have is that you didn't start 6 months ago adding more videos on there, because it's just the freedom's going to roll in. You're going to start seeing yourself the way other people see you, which is they respect people who try. It doesn't matter if you're talented. I didn't tell you in your comment on my YouTube video, oh, you're super talented. I can tell you got 1 million subscribers. I want to work with you. You have almost 10 times less, no, more than 10 times less subscribers than me, I think. You have like 500 subscribers, is that right?
Yeah, I've never been big. I don't want to piss people off to the point where I'm getting swatted, DDoS.
No.
Have to deal with all that.
You're never going to be able to control that. All you can control is yourself. And you can be the good guy who reaches out to people, who helps them. How many people do you think are depressed around here and have mental disabilities?
25%.
I'm not even saying you're disabled. I don't believe you're disabled. I think you have challenges, but I was mentally disabled for 9 months. I told you a little bit about that, where I couldn't even sit up straight for a while. I went to the hospital for a little bit. I couldn't drive. I couldn't work. I was in horrible pain. But none of that controls where you're going in life. Your past does not control you. The only thing that does is this story you tell yourself. And it starts with the language you apply to yourself. Let's walk a little bit out of the center of the road. It starts with the language you apply to yourself and your situations from your past. So you're going to say, here's my excuses, this doesn't work, this. Guess what? You use that language, that's the language of somebody who loses out on what they want. If you use the empowered language by applying the language of someone who's empowered and gets what they want in life, they're going to say, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I must do. Here's what I will do. First thing I think you should do, first of all, make some goals. Doesn't matter if you achieve the goals. That does not make you a loser if you don't achieve them. But start making videos on your channel talking about your life. And what happens is, as you hear yourself talking, you gain a new perspective on yourself. It's like you hear your own story. Then other people hear it and appreciate it. What if you had fans that told you they were depressed and they heard your story and they related to it and they appreciated it and it helped get them motivated? Wouldn't that mean a lot to you?
I mean, I don't like to vlog very much. I used to do it, but it's just kind of repetitive, and you know, when I'm talking on a microphone and stuff, sometimes like I get dyslexic.
Oh, look at that.
I talk by myself. But
playing in the water.
I stutter my words, and then I get pissed off and have to repeat filming myself saying the same exact stuff. It's like,
do you think that matters though?
Yeah, because it's just so much work for me to make content and upload it.
That's exactly why you should do it. It's because it's good work. Like it's a challenge.
With someone else, like when I'm filming with a friend, like it's a lot more natural. It just flows out better. I barely stuttered today. Like,
that's true. Yeah, you barely stuttered with me.
Stuttering problem when I talk to a camera by myself. It just feels so awkward. It's like I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking to an inanimate object. You know, I hate the way it looks when someone's talking on the phone. It just looks so unnatural. It's like you're talking to like a device.
But Joseph, that's fine, isn't it? Because what can you do about that? What are you going to do to stop that? You just told me the answer. It's make videos with friends.
Yeah,
if that's a problem,
my social
problem
skills.
is gone.
I'll just make some content, you know, find local people to
Exactly.
film it, you know.
Yeah, there you go. That's not a problem at all. That's why I'm hearing that and I'm thinking, well, what's the problem? You just told me the answer to the problem. You can't speak well by yourself, but you speak well with others. Okay, problem solved, right? Don't even dwell on it.
I tried taking some online Spanish classes where I had to actually talk in the microphone and say all these phrases and like have like conversations in Spanish, which I'm terrible at. I mean, my pronunciation's fine, but I just don't remember like some of the words, man. And so like I had to keep repeating, recording the sound, and I was just like mixing up words. It was hard to understand what I was saying. That was so terrible. I failed those classes.
Well, what other kind of videos do you want to make?
Well, could make like music videos. Like I want to bike. I want to drive around. Just film myself doing it. Film the life I'm in around here in this dumpster of Northern Virginia. Like, you ever go to Springfield, man, there's wine bottles and pizza boxes. I even saw like the packaging of a fish fillet just sitting on the ground in the side of a refrigerator door, just sitting in the gutter. It's probably been there for years. Of course, they're not going to hire like anyone. There's not going to be any contracts because they don't care about some locations around here. They don't want to pick up the trash. They just want to leave it there.
But you get that, like, that's small time. That's like nothing to complain about, because there are places in the world where the trash is everywhere. It's like it's all it is, like Calcutta in India. It's like you bathe in trash practically in the river. You wash your clothes in filthy water. You only have access to dirty water. We live in civilization where people built all this, and we have the benefit of just we have the benefit of living in it, living comfortably in it, but then complaining about some trash that we see.
But what I'm
it's
saying
neither
is,
here nor there, right?
It doesn't have to be like this. Like, we could be doing so much more to
You change it
improve.
then. But talk about that on videos. Why, that's what I did. What do you think I did in Annandale? That's my most popular videos, complaining about Annandale, but I did it in a funny way. I didn't do it like in a way where it just, I wanted people to feel sorry for me or anything. Oh, yeah. I guess we can just loop back around this way and then go back to your bike, and that's probably, we'll be all talked out, I guess, by then. So why not just make videos about that? Not only that, you get views for it, you might get subscribers, you might make some money on it. It's win, win, win.
There's not much time, not much motivation. Like, I know, like, it's just going to be a real struggle.
How'd you get out here today?
I biked.
But I mean, how'd you decide to get the motivation to come do this and not do something else, like not film something else? Because this is what I do every day. I reached out to you because I'm always trying to do something more.
I just had the realization, I came to like a conclusion that I had to turn around in life, man. Last night, I was just thinking, like, all the stuff I have to talk about in this video. It's like, it's important. It's very important. You have to let people know what your situation is.
Yeah. Look at this idiot. What the hell are people doing? Like, revving up there, and he's going to a red light. So what's the hurry? Why slam on the gas, wear out the engine? It's ridiculous.
Every single morning and afternoon when I was going to class at the Alexandria campus down there, I was fighting for my life. I've been hit by cars around here like 3, 4, 5 times.
As a pedestrian?
As just biking on the sidewalk. Usually it's someone just not even looking, smoking a cigarette, putting on makeup, checking their phone, and they just rush out in a red light and hit me into oncoming traffic. Like, I've been so close to being like flattened.
Do the police get involved when that happens?
No, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? I get out of there as quick as I can, even if...
Let's stop. So, well, look, if you made time to come out today, you can make time to do anything, at least one day a week. What you can do is break it up into like 5 different videos that you can release over 5 days of the week. That way you're not spending every day going out and coming back, but you have one commute during the week. It's on Saturday if you have time then. Or if not, do it at night sometime, or Sunday, or whenever. The point is, yeah, that's way better. Now, isn't that, not only it's a better way, but then all of a sudden all those reasons you have for not doing stuff, they just go away because you start getting results from what you do. And it's so much more exciting than complaining about how things are and just, you know, wallowing and being miserable. Because unless you make the changes, no one's going to give it to you. Nobody. You'll be stuck. And don't be stuck, and then you're in your 30s, and then you're still complaining and having difficulties, and then you're in your 40s, and it's even harder, and your body's wearing down even faster, and then before you know it, you're going to be getting older, and then nobody's taking care of you. So now's the time for you to prepare. Like, you want a family when you grow up? I mean, when you're older, here's the time. Isn't it a better headspace to be in, where you're happy with your life, you're successful, and then you have kids, and look, they can see their dad is happy and successful, and they can model themselves after you. That's a much better model to give them, right?
Yeah, what I'll do is see if becoming a CT registered technologist or an actual radiologist would be possible after I progress and get my degree and start working in a couple of hospitals around here for a while. But you know, every hospital is different. Like, there's so many different policies, and patient care has to be handled so delicately in certain areas. You know,
well,
sick person, they need some help.
Try and talk closely to the camera, just because it's windy. I'm not going to be able to pick up your voice well.
Yeah, man. I just gotta tell them, take a deep breath and hold it, don't breathe, and relax. And like, I have to make sure I'm providing to my patients the highest quality, excellent service. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work out.
Hey, you changed your tonality right there when you said like, hold it and relax.
Yeah.
You did it better than me. I sounded like an idiot there. So what's your plan now? Okay, what are you going to do? I want to hear, what are the decisions you're going to make to not be stuck anymore? And I hope the first thing is, do not delete your YouTube channel.
Oh yes, I'll probably just keep it up there. I mean, who cares what happens?
Well, look at it this way. If you get 100,000 subscribers, you have millions of views, you have people who support you, you're making money on it, you have an outlet for your creativity, you're meeting people because of it, just like you met me. Is it going to matter if people criticize you?
No, I'm just going to go along for the long ride, just take it all in, nice and slow.
Exactly.
Stay calm, don't act out, just be normal.
Look, if you're going to act out, just do it in a safe way on camera, where it's like you're expressing yourself instead of getting in trouble or, you know, committing a crime or whatever else, you know, that people end up doing when they do truly act out. And the true beauty of maintaining your YouTube channel instead of quitting is you're modeling yourself now after what you want to be. Not a guy who's just going to quit and cut yourself short, because there's value in your channel. You already have viewers and subscribers. Don't give that up just because of some critics who, from what you say, can't do anything to you. And they're always going to be there. Trust me, if you lose them, you're going to get new ones. It does not matter. I'm telling you this as someone who's observed other YouTube channels, seen them go up and down, seen them have haters and critics come and go. It does not matter, because you'll never be able to avoid that in life. I mean, you're not going to be happy with yourself if you avoid all that and quit. That's eventually the path you'll be on, is quitting YouTube altogether, because you're going to say, well, I can never get rid of them. And then you'll be really miserable because you don't have that going for you anymore, and you gave up on something that could have gotten you connection with people and could have made you more successful. You don't want that, right? That's the worst case scenario, is you give up and nothing happens. You're in the same place today as you are 10 years from now.
I just want to be a good Samaritan, you know. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to give back to everyone else. I'll take it all in, nice and slow. You know, I used to be teased in school so much just because I was so abnormal. I was very strange. I was a very sketchy kid. But now I see it's easy to just act normal, relax, slow down, and everything's gonna be okay. It's like, I'm gonna be as popular as possible on YouTube just to spread my message to others, because I have a lot of positivity. I'm not...
You gotta speak up a little bit because the cars are driving by.
Yeah, man.
Just shout a little bit for me.
I'm not so negative, and you know, I like people. Like, I just want to cooperate with everyone else. Just spread the good vibe. Just, you know, YouTube's all about fun. It's not supposed to be like a very stressful thing. Like, you ever seen that ginger kid?
Yeah, Copper Cab. I love him. Although now she's known as Claire Cab. But yeah.
Oh my God. Like, why do you have to be so uptight? Just like, calm down, you know what I mean?
Well, look, so what's your plan now? You have a choice what you're gonna do. I wanna emphasize that. It's completely in control. And if you wanna help people, first person you gotta sell on the idea of helping is yourself. In other words, no one's gonna buy into your ideas and no one's gonna be persuaded until you do it for yourself. I mean, you can try, but it's gonna be an uphill battle because it's gonna be very difficult for you. So what are you gonna do now? Now you have this choice in front of you. The future that's blank, totally up to you. So what choices are you gonna make now?
I'm just gonna get my name out there. I want to have connections. I want people to be like referrals. I need to have people that can say, you know, here's a guy with lots of opportunity. He's fully capable of doing this job. When I go into a job interview, it's like, I just don't have any of that right now. I need to acquire a lot of good, you know, good compliments from people. You know, like, I've tried applying to bowling alleys and fitness centers and landscaping and all types of places. They just say, oh, we hired someone else. They don't really say it, but I can tell what they're thinking. They think, here's a guy. This guy's an asshole, just the way he sounds. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm just a very selfish person. I'm cocky. I always want to get exactly what I want in life, you know?
So I think the bridge was this way, right?
Yeah. Don't have time for people to like slow me down. I want to live the fast, hard, fast life. Big family, lots of kids, many wives. Like, that's exactly what I want.
Okay, good. So you got some goals. Now you got to construct the vision to get there. So it's 1, don't quit your YouTube channel. Add way more videos to it. 2, the skills you don't have that you want, look up people who struggled with them or got them. Look up how people get successful and start modeling yourself on their behavior. So I can tell you're not going to do it by saying, you know, what's wrong, what doesn't work and everything. You got to get honest about that stuff and say, okay, here's how do I do that? How do I start changing this every day? So tomorrow you can do something. You can make a video and put it up.
Oh yeah.
You can make a video day after that, put it up.
Of course, I have no clue what I'll make a video about.
Doesn't matter.
But I'll try to make it as high quality and as helpful as possible. I just want to be a philanthropist.
I'd be interested in you talking about what being an X-ray tech is like. That's fascinating.
Yeah, bro. I'm all about optimism, being like a very good Samaritan. I'm the friendliest neighbor you could ever have. I want to move into your neighborhood and spread the positivity.
Well, good. Get that message out to people, because here's the thing. Unless you can convey that, you may have something truly great. But unless you can convey that to people and persuade them and get them to believe in your idea, you'll never be able to convince them to go along with what you want. So you got to be able to convey that to people, and that's in the choices you make, the language you apply to yourself. You know, apply different language to all your limitations. Instead of saying, well, I have a bad memory problem and I'm stuck not remembering things, you say, I'm going to figure out ways to deal with this memory problem. It's going to start with whatever. Make notes for myself, reminders. I'm going to do things to feel better about myself, eat well, you know, whatever, exercise, all that stuff. You're already doing a lot of that stuff, but things like that. And you're going to do things to feel good about yourself too. Make videos, because you'll feel good about the accomplishment, the achievement. And what happens if one gets popular? People are going to reach out to you. They're going to think you're funny. Even people who criticize you, doesn't matter. They're always going to be there. And then you're going to have something you're actually building and that you can go to whenever you have a problem. And instead of it being something that stops you, it's something that you use to go forward as a challenge to overcome that problem. And say, well, I can vent, you know, I have an outlet on YouTube. And plus, it'd be fascinating to hear you talk about what being an X-ray tech is like. And not just the job itself, but I mean like your life as an X-ray tech. Like, what are you going through? You know, what are you thinking? Stuff like you're telling me, well, it's just one part of your life. It's not like that's your whole life. So obviously as an X-ray tech, you're also a college student. You're living with your parents. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do after college, because the job isn't secure once you graduate. So you're going to have to go out and find a job as an X-ray technician. What's it like working with the hospitals? All that stuff people want to know, because think about how many people we need to work in hospitals who need this information from somebody who knows. They're not going to get it by looking up on the college website that says what being an X-ray tech is like, but they'll learn it from hearing it from you.
Here's the plan. First comes strengthening my social skills, and then I have to focus on my health, and then I have to focus on my studies. And after that, I just gotta be, you know, optimistic, good Samaritan, very friendly person, and then I can have a big family. Yes, I will be, my oats will spread worldwide.
Better. Okay, that's a lot better. That's a big change from how we began this conversation today.
Yeah, man, I woke up this morning just so miserable, just thinking about like the state of disrepair of my life, and I just want it to be better, man. I just want to be more open about what I go through, and yeah, I'll make a video all about being an X-ray tech tomorrow.
Good.
It's very interesting work.
So that's really good. That's great. Now you have not just a goal, but a vision. You said, I'm going to make a video tomorrow about being an X-ray tech.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to treat people well and be a good friend and everything. That's all great. But not only that's the other skills. Look up like how to be successful and just model yourself after people who've done it, because lots of people struggle with this stuff. And think about how many people relate to you when you talk about it, and they'll gain insight too. Then they'll feel responsible to you in that you helped them.
Oh yeah.
And they'll want to be there for you.
This conversation is like a big step in my life, man. Like, I hope all you people watching, like, just try and benefit from this, because you know I'm a regular everyday guy, very generic. I'm nothing is special about me. I go to community college, you know, I bike everywhere to save on gas when I can, and yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I'll make it to the top, man.
Let me see your shoes. This is fascinating. You have such unusual shoes. They're like boots.
I got it for my birthday.
That's cool. They look comfortable.
It's pretty swagger.
Yeah, I've never seen the straps like that.
I have no concept of style, but I try to appear my best in public.
Well, okay, you know what I think you should do too is take pictures and show them to people.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that. I'm pro at photography. I've been doing this for so many years. I'm also good at Photoshop, you know, editing videos, 3D animation, all types of stuff.
Did what was I gonna say? Oh, something else I think you should do that would be helpful. Write down your goals. So don't just think about them. Have them written down where you see them every day, like in your room or something, so you're reminded of them. And then construct a plan, step by step, how to get there. What am I gonna do? What's it gonna look like? What's it gonna feel like? So obviously you gotta know, I'm gonna pick up the camera and shoot something at least so often, you know, or every week or every day, whatever it is. and you're going to work at whatever. If you're worried about social skills, hey, look up how to get them, because you're not the only person who has this issue. I'm not saying it's not a disadvantage, but I'm saying you got to have that mindset or else it'll never come. 100% guaranteed you will never get ahead unless you're determined to say, I may be stuck with certain problems, but like I know I can change a lot and I can figure out ways around them. It's probably going to help you a lot more than just using the language of somebody who says, well, it's not a good idea, so why even try?
Oh yeah, I hear you. I've got to get my Photoshop certification. Like, I got to do that. It'll really expand my opportunities if I can be hired. But
yeah, it'd be great.
I'm so busy with school, man. I have to go to class like every day of the week. I barely have time to even sleep.
Well, you have weekends, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how many hours a day on weekends could you put in this? You could put at least like 1 hour, right?
Oh yeah.
Then think from there, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Weekends I usually just try to relax and study when I can. It's gonna be pretty tough getting my degree, but I'll do it.
But put it down on a schedule. Say, instead of saying, well, I'm busy, that doesn't give you an idea of what you can do. If you can say, well, I can put down 2 hours on Saturdays to this, that's 2 hours of progress every Saturday. Then all of a sudden you're going to have 20 hours of progress and 40 hours. Then the guy who did nothing, and he'll have reasons to complain, and you'll see the difference between you and him. Like, well, why isn't he doing anything? So then all of a sudden you don't have reasons to complain because you're getting results.
Of course.
Yeah, that's great. Did you take any pictures today?
Just a couple of clips.
Okay. Well, anyways, I feel good about that. I was glad. I hate being preachy, but I also just like helping people, and I like seeing that you have an opportunity and people have opportunities that they can take advantage of, and it starts with themselves and their own self-talk. It's the dialogue you have going in your own head. You know, it's like, it's the language you use. Is this the end or is this a beginning? You know, is this a huge problem for me, or is this a great opportunity?
I'm not gonna regret this. Like, I'm definitely gonna, try and upload more content.
Be great. Again, I'll link to your channel in the description below. We filmed so much today, I might have more than one video from all this. Depends what I put up.
Sure.
All right, let's go walk to your bike.